Morning, everyone. Believe it or not, it's 9 o'clock. And here at City Hall, we tried to do it. We may even be a minute late, minute one. The June 5th, 2024 meeting of the City Council is called to order. The meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2. You may also watch the meeting on Apple TV Live, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, on the Go Vegas app. The City Council meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, may be viewed on the internet at www.kclv.tv/live. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire...
Sorry, they're having a hard time hearing you out in the audience. So we're going to have to...
As loud as I scream, you can't hear me. My husband and our children say, "Mom, just open the window, the world can hear." Right, because I turned off the stupid IT. I'm sorry, team. Sorry, team. Do I go on, Mr. Riggleman? Only without Dr. Holmes, our city clerk, okay? Okay. So where was I in this exciting beginning that I've only done it? What do I need to do?
If you need to exit, that's somewhere around there.
Okay. Oh, exit. Okay. Should we skip that? We could skip that. No, I know we have to do things. All right, the building. I think I started to tell you about this wonderful building, state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler systems. If alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exit at the back of the chambers, go out to the mezzanine, proceed out the double doors to the terrace, and go down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with a marshal or a fire official for assistance. And once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Streets. Employees wearing safety vests or city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related items on the agenda, citizen participation in public hearing items, we have available a speaker card, which you may complete and submit to the city clerk. Cards are available in the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. If you did not submit a card, however, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If anyone's present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please see our city clerk staff up front. And if you parked in the parking garage across the street, a self-validation machine is located in the foyer between council chambers and the security desk you walk through to enter our chambers. You must have your ticket with you to use the machine. However, if you do not, please see security personnel when exiting. Before we proceed with our agenda, would everyone please rise for the invocation given this morning by Dr. S.S. Rogers, the great Mount Sinai MRMI, Inc., and remain standing for our pledge and then our ceremonials. And good morning, sir.
There you go.
Good morning to our mayor, council. Oh, Heavenly Father, we pause for a moment just to say thank you for awakening us this morning, closing our right minds. We come to this place of fellowship, this place of coming together to do your work. We're asking now for our mayor, our council, that they continue to do the work that they have done through the years. This year's approaching, elections, all that is in your hand. We bless you because you have blessed us. You blessed us because we are trying to do your will, carry out the things that need to be done in our community. We thank for the things that they have done already in the community. Bless them as they go forward, as our election come before, and those who are elected to do the job, to pick up that mantle and run forward, that they be able to reach higher heights and deeper depths. Bless them individually, and then bless them collectively. In the name of the Father, the name of the Son, the name of the Holy Ghost, and the Holy Spirit. And in Jesus' name we pray, and everyone said amen. Thank God.
Here we are.
Almost twins.
Almost.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes, twins. Well, oh my goodness, Councilman Creer made it. He had the good fortune this morning of waking up and going to the dentist. If there are any doctors, dentists in the house, I apologize. I asked your staff, are you coming all numb and drooling? No. So he's here. Wonderful. Our wonderful Councilwoman Bruni. Okay, everybody's here. So this is our special time of ceremonials. But really, tomorrow, D-Day, and one of our staff has gone off with our Purple Heart recipient, Onufrio No Zakari, and he was on the beach in Normandy, in Omaha Beach. And so we're getting pictures back and seeing what's going on. But we owe so much of everything, even that we're just here today, because of the wonderful people that keep us free. So our first ceremonial as we go on in celebration, Councilwoman Bruni, you're up right away.
It's my wonderful colleague,
You passed it on? Well, somebody wrote this wrong. With your permission.
Yes.
Okay, taking one for the team, for the Gipper? You're fired. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. He knows. Not vacation. Yours.
Good morning. Today I would like to honor an individual who has been an ardent supporter and advocate for senior citizens in our community for years. Deanne, can I have you come up and join us, please? Deanne O'Rear Cameron has provided countless hours of service to our elderly residents, particularly in Sun City, Summerlin, by providing skills and resources to help individuals age in place and to lead full and happy lives. Whether it's going to community events, teaching fall prevention classes, leading church services, presiding over wedding ceremonies, or performing in live musical shows with her husband, Scythe, Deanna is always on the move. I met Deanna when I was elected to this office, right at 16 months ago. Deanna and I had been serving with my predecessor, Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony, where she was his senior advocate for 12 years here at the City of Las Vegas. Deanne works closely with our senior advocates here at the city, Greg Gray, Olga Flowers. Together, this team is dynamite. They give so much of themselves to Ward 4 and our Sun City residents. I'm going to honor her this morning for her years of dedicated service with the proclamation that reads, I think the mayor has it. Yeah.
Over here by Councilwoman Bruni.
Whereas Deanne O'Rear Cameron has been a resident of Las Vegas for more than 25 years, and for 16 of those years, she has dedicated herself to working on behalf of aging adults in our community. Whereas Deanne O'Rear Cameron is an aging in place specialist and an older adult advocate who facilitates education events such as fall prevention and Sun City healthcare fairs, leads weddings and celebrations of lives, and guides individuals and families through bedside transitions. And whereas she is an entertainer, author, speaker, minister, and human development specialist with 35 years of experience. And whereas her years of service to the community have provided her with valuable skills and resources related to various challenges faced by individuals who are aging and their families. Whereas Deanna O'Rear Cameron currently serves as chairperson for the City of Las Vegas Senior Citizens Advisory Board, the chair for the Board of Directors of the National Aging in Place Council, and is responsible for bringing a chapter to Southern Nevada. President of the Seniors and Law Enforcement Together Council, and member of the State of Nevada Commission on Aging and Subcommittee on Policy and Legislation. Whereas she leads a positive approach and believes that having the proper mindset is key to living life to the fullest. And now, therefore, we, the mayor and the members of the Las Vegas City Council, hereby proudly proclaim June 25th, 2024 as Deanne O'Rear Cameron Day. Thank you. And that is for you, your copy. And this, she may not know, this materialized well over a year ago when Greg Gray came to me. He's the city senior advocate, so we work a lot together. And he said, I know you don't get a lot of Citizen of the Month. I get one a year. I'd like you to put Deanna on your list to win this very prestigious award. And I said, it takes a long time, but here we are. The time has come. It's Deanna's time, and I want to make sure that Greg comes up and gets a few minutes or 60 seconds to talk about her virtue, because he is the origin of this award. So, and all of City Hall, we're always looking for recommendations for folks, so please don't hesitate. Greg, come on. Yay. Also, Employee of the Year. Can't go without mentioning.
Oh my gosh. So excuse me, I'm nervous. I'm not used to public speaking, so I commend all of you for doing this on a day-to-day basis, because I cannot. We have come so far. 7 years ago, there was not a senior services program for the city. And it was just, when I started the city 7 years ago, it was just me and this woman right here pounding the pavement, going out to help our seniors in our community. And the work we do is thankless. But the reward is we are helping those in need and we are saving lives. If it wasn't for Deanne and her work with our seniors and with our Senior Citizen Advisory Board, we would have not been able to establish the City of Las Vegas Care Coordination Program. This program is dedicated to helping seniors, veterans, and families in need. We have a dedicated care line. We have a small but mighty team. We are helping people every day. And if it wasn't for Deanne, we wouldn't be here. And Deanne, we thank you for your love, your friendship, and your support.
And a few words from Deanne herself. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just get emotional. Going through the pictures, they wanted 20 or 30 of them. I gave Shannon 98. 16 years of pictures of what I've been doing. It just, I didn't want to be the one to do the cutting room floor. First of all, Councilwoman, thank you so much for allowing me to continue to do what I so love to do. This is my passion. I'm not stopping anytime soon, no matter what position I'm in. And Mayor, it was...
I'm old.
Stop. This whole started because I went to a coffee with councilmen and with the mayor. And I don't expect you to remember because you're everywhere, but we had coffee together and I talked about why the board was no longer meeting, to which you called your assistant over and the rest was history. Be careful. You'll get voluntold. And the next thing I know, Stavros, his office called, and since it's Ward 4, so it's been beautiful. And thank you to Lieutenant Governor for giving me the opportunity to have one of my two duos that I have in life here to do what I do. It's just so grateful. And Gregory, I can't even say enough words, because when we first met and did this, you know, you don't see a lot of the younger people take it and run with it for older adults. So I commend you for your heart and your tenacity and making sure on the city side anything we need gets done. I appreciate you so, so much. I'm gonna try to make it short. And Olga, you came into this and we just threw everything at you. Thank you so much for what you're doing out there. We needed more people, and when you came in, my heart was so happy. So, so happy. We can't do it just the two of us. It takes a team, which brings me to the team, everyone in health and wellness, and all the teams that are now in place here at the city that have seniors at the forefront. And also, I would like to ask that the council, every time, you know I'm an advocate, I have to do this. Every time something comes across your desk and your agenda, please keep in mind the older adults, because we have been in the top 4 retirement communities for many, many years. And I would like to see us not lose that, because it's a beautiful place for our older adults to retire. And then Sun City, all my Sun City people here, you know I love you. So many of you came in representing, yes, representing myself and Councilwoman. I appreciate you so much. And then Joe Cortez. Oh my goodness, when we met, he offered to do aging in place with me, and he has allowed me to drag him all over the community and talk about aging in place, and that he's just getting started, and that really does help people. So I appreciate you so much, Joe. And then Nina, oh my gosh, Nina with Spotlight Senior Services, that beautiful lady right there. Spotlight Senior Services has done so much for our community. They have a guide, and without them and without our connection together, she's the one I started it with. So I love you to death, Nina. And most importantly, and last but not least, my husband, who goes into these senior communities, sings his heart away, loves on them, and I mean, he's right there with me with every bit of it, and I don't know too many entertainers here in this town that give and give and give the way that you do. So thank you for making me who I am. Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna make sure she gets all her stuff and go in front for picture.
Oh my goodness, there's a plaque too. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough hands. Oh my gosh.
You want to go in front there.
Turn a little. Yeah, there you go.
I'm so sorry. Can I get everyone to take one step that way?
Okay.
We're not centered.
Yeah, we're not saying. All right. And we're gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. And this is the other one. We're gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Thank you.
One more with side?
Beautiful.
My other duo. I have two duos now. These are them.
Okay, we're gonna go in 3, 2, and 1. Each one more will go in 3, 2, and 1. Thank you all.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for making her so happy. Thank you. And for all that you do. Talent. Wonderful.
Yeah, congratulations. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What is old? What is senior these days? They keep moving the number. We don't talk, well, look at you. What are you, 25? You are going to be 40? But you're worth every year of it, trust me. He is so good, so good. But we're so grateful to you and your entire team. It is amazing how quickly the years pass. And then still, every time there's another year, all of a sudden, you are 40, or 50, or 60, or 70, or 80. And we, who are on the top end, think we're really smart because we went through all the dips and heights of the valleys, and we know a lot. So keep sharing, keep getting them, everybody exercising or whatever magic you have out there. And thank you. This is just great for the city and for everybody. And our Lieutenant Governor out there, if you ever turn on your old place, thank you very much. He was the one that was taking care of pickleball, too. And that really is very senior focused. So for those of us who used to be tennis players, another one.
Pastor Roger's going to be 84 tomorrow. We gave our invocation.
Yay, Pastor. And your birthday is my 62nd wedding anniversary. June 6th, and I picked that date so my husband would never forget. That he would forget automatically, but we can never, and are so grateful. So I have you now in my family too, and thank you for all that you've done for us spiritually throughout your years. Wait, don't waste your words without a microphone.
My wife and I, we've been married 63 years, 3 months, and 4 days.
You beat us. You beat us. Wonderful. So today, that's a miracle. You know, you don't like who you got in your partner, you change them. And it's so confusing to me because I don't know who's with whom. But anyway, what a wonderful morning, and we are here, and this is a great celebration. And so for our final and second, there is a family by the name of Asivis. And in 2011, a brother and sister, as I recall, started a program called REACH. And we are celebrating this wonderful organization, which stands for REACH. You know, every acronym has something, but this is so important. Research, education, and access for community health, which was established, as I said, in 2011 as a not-for-profit organization committed to providing health-related services to the underserved residents. REACH has served since 2011 more than 120,000 individuals in our community, providing services, referrals, workshops, and activities, and very predominantly for our Hispanic population and refugees who are here from other nations. REACH manages health programs for the Mexican and El Salvadorian consulates, as well as in a mobile clinic. Services offered include family medicine, pediatrics, cardiac issues, mental health care, immunization, and so much more. Since last August of 2023, Believe it or not, REACH has served more than 1,750 clients, 85% of whom don't have health benefits or the insurance either. So, REACH, when you want to come on up here, my dear brother and sister, Louise, Rebecca, and team. And before I turn the mic over, and I'm missing someone. This is just what I had mentioned to you. I'm just trying to see if, well, I'm going to let them tell you everything that you've done. But this is a day of gratitude. Are you brothers?
We're siblings.
Well, I knew you were. Where are Mom and Dad? Come on up. Talk about, oh, I mean, such a strong gene there. Isn't medicine and genetics wonderful? Congratulations, having such a beautiful, selfless family. And Dad, you look just like one of the brothers. It's cool. So this is an honor. We are so excited. Do we have something, Mayor Pro Tem? I thought we had, where is it? Oh.
I don't work here.
He will hire you even though you have no time. Okay. In fact, Mayor Pro Tem Knudsen, come up here please for me, because I left the reading glasses at home. I got these stupid bifocals on. I can't read the tiny print. Would you come up, please, and read it? You're young. How are your glasses? Why are you wearing glasses?
I can manage.
You can manage. Okay, please. And this comes truly so sincerely to this organization. I know personally so many of the patients that have walked through have really dire medical problems. And the charge, $17,000, whatever would normally be attributed to whatever care they were having. And it's just amazing what REACH has come to do. So if you'll please, did I sign it? I did.
Stand back here. This is from the Office of the Mayor. This is a proclamation. Whereas REACH, an acronym for Research, Education, and Access to Community Health, was established in 2011 as a nonprofit organization committed to providing health-related services to underserved residents. And whereas REACH has served over 120,000 individuals, providing services, referrals, workshops, and activities, particularly to the Hispanic population and refugees from other nations. And whereas REACH manages health programs for the Mexican Consulate, Ventanilla, thank you, de Salud, the Window of Health, and the Consulate of El Salvador, Salvadando tu Salud, Saving Your Health, as well as operating a mobile clinic that serves everyone regardless of national origin, language, gender, or race. And whereas REACH opened a community health center in the city of Las Vegas on August 1st, 2023, and as of May 17th, 2024, has served 1,750 unduplicated clients, 85% of whom had no health benefits or health insurance. And now, therefore, I, the Mayor of the City of Las Vegas, County of Clark, State of Nevada, hereby proudly proclaim June 5th, 2024 as REACH, Research, Education, and Access to Community Health Day. This is in the City of Las Vegas, and we ask all residents and visitors to join the Mayor in recognizing and extending gratitude to all those affiliated with this outstanding organization for their steadfast, dedicated efforts to improve the quality of life in our community. Signed by the Mayor of Las Vegas and affixed with the city seal. Congratulations.
Who's the lucky one with the mic?
You go first.
I love sibling wars. Right here, you got the mic.
We would like to say thank you. Thank you to God. Thank you to our community. Thank you for the family that we together are. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your trust in us, your unconditional support since we met you. You are the kind of people that we feel proud to be represented for, because you are always open your doors for everyone, and especially for us. Councilwoman Diaz, we do not have words to say thank you to you. Since your first day, you have been an example to us and for a lot of families We feel proud to have you, and we will be always thankful for your support. You are an amazing person to us and to our community. Thank you. To all our partners, because this is not a success for us, it's a teamwork. Each person who has been helping us to accomplish this mission, it's important to us. Of course, both consulates, Mexican consulate, Salvadorian consulate, our board members, our volunteers, our staff, we're a family who came to this country. We have been part of this need, and now we are serving our people. And as a proud community that we are, we feel honored to continue serving each person. Sometimes it's gonna be difficult to find some help for them, but we never will give up. Of course, we have been facing challenges. As a nonprofit organization, you can imagine that sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's harder, but we have hope. And this is in our hearts because we are passionate about what we do and why we do this. We will keep fighting, Mayor. We will keep fighting to get healthcare and wellness for our community, for everyone. And I know that we will continue getting your support. Thank you so much. Here we are, and we're gonna continue doing the things that we need to do because it's an honor to us. I don't know if I'm missing something.
You're good. Thank you. Tell them how it started.
Okay. So first, I would like to start with saying that we are so lucky because can you imagine working on something that you love? That changes everything. Always there's going to be stress, there's going to be difficult situations, but when you are able to help someone or give some orientation, that's something that doesn't have any price, or I think you know what I mean. So I'm happy to say that we love what we do. We are passionate about it. Like Louis said, we don't stop. Life sometimes throws a lot of stuff to you, but guess what? The need out there, that doesn't stop. That keeps going and sometimes growing. So we are here to help the community. The organization started, like Mayor Goodman said, in 2011. I joined the organization in 2015. For me, to be honest, at first, it was a little bit difficult for me to understand the health system here, because it's very different. But I have had the opportunity to understand and share these experiences about whether you have a health insurance or no, you have a status or no, you can always have access to health. That's something that at the end of the day, that's one of your rights. So you don't have to wait until the very last moment where you just end at the hospital with a very high bill. So that's what we are trying to do, provide awareness, provide these preventive services. Through the years, Mayor Goodman, you have been supporting us a lot. I remember when we did that campaign about flu, you were with us that day. And those details are the ones who really matter, because we have the support of big leaders that are helping us every day. We just ask you one thing: keep supporting these organizations, not only us. We really need the help, we really need the resources. We don't see numbers, we see people. We really want to make a change here. So I'm grateful with God, I'm grateful with my family, I'm grateful with my team that, believe me, they're really good. So thank you everyone for this moment.
Wonderful. Well, let's take a picture up front here, and I just know it's so important when a family's together. Do you have a website? And it's REACH, Those are all capital letters. If we're not allowed to solicit, but too bad, I'm termed out. What's your website?
www.reachlv.org, and you can find us also on social media, and you can ask for everyone about us, and we're going to be more than happy. Thank you.
Tour, if they want a tour, the facility, where is it?
Yes, of course. We have our offices. We have our health programs. Everyone is welcome. You can reach out to us. You can call us, and we're gonna be more than happy to continue changing, touching lives, and just make our health better. So we're always Monday to Friday, sometimes on weekends, working with our mobile clinic and our activities. And thank you so much. Everyone is welcome. Everyone needs support, and we need to do the things regardless where we from, what language, what color we are. We need to help others just because. And that's it. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so
We're
much.
so grateful. Keep it going. We're here for you. Okay, let's go up front. And I have a good luck mayorship for each of you. Good luck, good health.
All right, we will go in 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna take a couple more. We'll go in 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much, everyone.
You are the luckiest. You can do good things. What good thing? Oh, you got it. There you go. Dad. Thank you. It's wonderful. What a blessing. Okay.
Maria Cortez.
Disculpe.
Very special morning. All right, we're on agenda number 7. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items, so if anyone submitted a speaker card or who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. It's your opportunity to address council, but council will not respond or engage in dialogue. I understand there may be individuals present to speak on item 50. That is bill number 2024-11. You may make your comments now or wait until that item is being heard, but please not both. So we will go ahead. May we set the time at 1 minute? And there's also a last public comment time where you could be granted more time. So please come to the podium, make sure the light's on. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman and council members. My name is Sherry Grothier. I'm a proud member of Ward 6, as well as I'm here today in my capacity as the president of Protectors of Tule Springs. The last time our organization was before this council, it was in 2009 when the city passed a resolution supporting the establishment of what is now the Tule Springs Fossil Beds National Monument, where thousands of Valley residents come to recreate, and it also preserves and protects innumerable wildlife habitat, over 23,000 acres, and amazing fossil resources that are in those lands. And Mayor Goodman, I can answer your earlier question about what's old. The fossils at Tule Springs.
I have been accused of being that old.
There you go. I'm here today in support, asking for your support for agenda item number 50, the bill that would prohibit balloon releases within the city of Las Vegas. Balloon releases are horrible from an environmental perspective. What goes up must come down. They constitute nothing but litter. Protectors in the early days has partnered with the city ever since establishment of the monument to clean up that area. I'm just asking that you continue that support for providing a clean and safe environment for not only recreation, but for our wildlife.
Thank you. And I just, if you care to say anything at the end, it would be fine, but I appreciate your speaking.
Oh, was
now.
that 3 minutes? Sorry.
Yes, no, it was only 1 minute.
Oh.
1 minute up front, we do more at the end, so
Okay,
thank you.
I did submit a public comment card with my contact information.
Okay,
I just
we
want to
have
let
that.
you know, we are here to support and help the city in any way with a public outreach
We
campaign.
would like the public to listen to make sure they don't dump trash. Thank you.
Correct.
And don't do
Thank you.
anything that hurts our environment. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir. And also, this is a minute, so unless you want to wait for your item or wait at the end, you can have more time.
It's okay, I'll go now.
Okay, thank you. And your name, sir, please.
My name is Christian Daniels, and good morning, Mayor Goodman and members of City Council. I started the Desert Balloon Project initiative to remove balloons from our desert and educate the public about the dangers of releasing Mylar balloons. I'm here today to express strong support for Councilwoman Brune's Bill number 2024-11, which amends Las Vegas Municipal Code Title 10 to add provisions to prohibit the outdoor release of helium-filled balloons. In the past 4 years, I have hiked all around the Vegas Valley because I found out our endangered desert tortoises will mistake Mylar balloons for wildflowers. Consuming the balloons will cause harm or death to this iconic species. I quickly realized I couldn't get them all by myself, so I started the Desert Balloon Project initiative. Thousands of people in the valley support the project, including cyclists, sportsmen, and off-roaders. To date, we have covered over 1,000 miles and picked up almost 4,000 balloons. Unfortunately, the balloons keep showing up. That is why I'm here today to support the balloon. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, we
sorry.
certainly understand. We appreciate it. Thank you for
Thank you.
coming down.
Thank you.
And you're a wonderful young man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Adopt that one, too. Anyone else, please come forward to make, he's so cute. Anyone else, please come forward, state your name for the record. And remember, the time's a minute, if you would, unless you want to come back at the end. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Mayor
Morning.
and Council member, women. My name is Marquise Cedric DeVoe Gilmore Garcia, running and raised Elias and Pelage Dobbs. I have 28 little brothers and sisters. I am the oldest firstborn child. Mom left me on the side of the freeway when I was 9 years old. I got this quick because I only get a minute. I'm used to doing this. Instead of complaining about it, I went to city and learned how to live homeless with every person there, learned how to find resources, educate the homeless people, speak to the city council member about the pros and the cons of their own city, if they wanted to know, and from a homeless person's view, and offer it to the council members. I do it in every city I go to. I leave this city in about 4 days. So I don't know, I'm not from out here, and maybe you guys want to know a homeless perspective, maybe you don't. I just thought I'd offer it.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ask Mr. Jansen, Mr. Hacker, if you would get the information, and Arcelia, and certainly Sebra Newby would probably have it. Tim Hacker, who's our head of public safety.
All right.
And thank you for
your time.
coming down, your offer. Appreciate it. Anyone else? Okay, we're going to close public comment. We're moving on to agenda item 8. For possible action, any item from the 9:30 session, the council staff and/or applicant wish to be stricken, table withdrawn, or held in advance to future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem?
Madam Mayor, I have one item at 63A-63B, 23-0629 SUP1 and SDR1. Applicant owner is IHC Health Services, Inc. on an appeal of the denial by the Planning Commission at 510 South Rampart Boulevard. There's a request for an abeyance until the August 7th, 2024 City Council meeting. That was made by the applicant. That'll be my motion.
Thank you. There's a motion on agenda item 9, please. And please vote. And, excuse me, number 8, that was about holding that agenda item. Thank you very much, and please post. And that motion carries. We'll move on to agenda item 9 for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference to the May 1st, 2024 regular city council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem may have a motion to approve the minutes unless somebody has a change to them.
Move to approve.
Thank you. There's a motion to approve our minutes of May 1st. Please vote and please post. And that motion carries. Thank you. We're on to agenda item 10. Items 10 through 45 are on the consent agenda, considered to be routine, recommended for approval by the departments, may be enacted in one motion. Mayor Pro Tem may have a motion for the consent agenda for items 10 through 45.
Move to approve items 10 through 45.
Thank you. Motion, please vote and please post. And that motion also carries, and here we are whipping along. We are on agenda item 46. This is a public hearing item to determine the advisability of granting a franchise for communication services, including broadband internet service and/or telecommunication service to Google Fiber Nevada LLC pursuant to the purpose, character, term, time, and conditions of the proposed franchise agreement. This is in reference to all wards, and this is a public hearing which I declare open. Okay, Ms. Bishop. Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman and council. Thank you. As you stated, this is the required public
You
hearing.
have to restate your name, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Gina Bishop, I got ahead of myself. Gina Bishop, franchise officer for the city in the Office of Strategic Services.
Thank you.
As you stated, this is the required public hearing. to determine the advisability of granting a franchise to Google Fiber Nevada LLC pursuant to the resolution that was adopted by the council at the May 15th, 2024 meeting. A copy of the Google Fiber franchise agreement was attached to that resolution. So I'm very pleased to be presenting this item to you today. The city team worked really hard to get to this point with a new franchise agreement template for communication service to include not only telecommunications service, but also broadband internet service. We're fortunate to have Google Fiber as our partner in this effort, and so it's very fitting that they are the first franchisee to be on board with the city and complete the process under this new franchise agreement template called the Telecommunications and Broadband Franchise Agreement Template. So I'm going to quote our city manager, Mike Jansen, here by saying that this really is a very big day for the city. We're very excited to see Google Fiber making such a commitment, a major commitment and an investment in our community, in the city, to expand high-speed broadband internet service and make it available throughout the city. Their planned investment will also help in our ability to diversify the economy and potentially lure remote workers from all over the country to live and work in our city who require high-speed internet service. And so in conclusion, the agreement with Google Fiber is for a term of 5 years. It provides for the payment of 5% of telecommunications gross revenue and 2% of broadband gross revenue. The city's charter does require that communication services franchises be granted by ordinance, and the Google Fiber ordinance is eligible for adoption later in this meeting at item 52.
Wonderful.
And I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have before you open it up to public comment. We do have representatives here from Google Fiber today. If you do have any questions for them, they're available and happy to answer also.
Thank you, and I'd love to hear from our city manager, who was very excited yesterday when he was talking about this. So I know just a little of that exuberance of how healthy it is.
Mayor Goodman, member of City Council, Mike Jansen, City Manager. Yes, Mayor, as we discussed in briefings, you and I yesterday, today's a big day for the city because having a company like Google want to invest in our city a significant amount of dollars is going to go a long way to helping us become one of the most connected cities in the country. We've had a lot of conversations with council about how important it is for having good internet connections. We experienced what happened during the pandemic when some of our communities had folks having to work from home or students that couldn't go to school and they just couldn't get the internet service that they needed for that remote capability. An agreement like this is going to help us tremendously in being a more connected city. And with that, we're just excited for this moment. So again, echo the same words that Gina mentioned. It's a big day for the city.
Thank you very much. Any comments, questions from council before I open the public hearing? Okay, we'll go ahead. Let's do that. Is there anyone from the public who has any comments or questions? Okay, I'll close public comment, and Mayor Pro Tem, I'd entertain a motion
Jeff
here.
Dorkek, City Attorney. No motion on this one, Mayor. This is just the required public hearing. The execution of this item will be the ordinance at number 52.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. We will then move on to agenda item 46, Boards and Commission, discussion for possible action regarding the appointment and nominee Neil Portnoy to one of the mayoral seats on the Arts Commission. One of the mayoral representatives, Michael Dodson, has resigned and his unexpired term must be filled. Mr. Portnoy is eligible and wishes to serve. And so I move to appoint and approve this appointment. So that's my motion. Would you please vote? And post, please. He's a very talented artist and definitely a wonderful member of our community. So that passes, and welcome, and thank you, Michael Dotson, also a muralist, very talented young man. Thank you for your service. We'll move on to agenda item 48, discussion for possible action regarding the appointment of nominees George Stamper and Linda Hope Hecht to the Board of Civil Services Trustees. Vicki Quinn was appointed May 2022 and has resigned from the board. Richard Manhattan was appointed to the board in November of 2019, and his term has expired. Both Mr. Stamper and Ms. Hecht both qualify and wish to be appointed to the board, so I am moving to approve those appointments. Please, would you kindly vote and post? Congratulations, and thank you for the predecessors, and thank you to our new people. And we'll move on to 49, discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of Larry Schultz to the Regional Flood Control District Citizens Advisory Committee. His term expired June 3rd, 2024, and he wishes to continue to serve. And so I move to reappoint Mr. Larry Schultz to the Regional Flood Control District Citizen Advisory Committee. Would you please support that recommendation? And please post. And that motion carries as well. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item 50. Recommending committee bills eligible for adoption at this meeting, bill number 2024-11. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2024-11, an ordinance to amend LVMC Title 10 to add provisions to generally prohibit the outdoor release of balloons inflated with a gas lighter than air and to provide for other related matters. Mayor, with your indulgence, Jeff Dorkak, City Attorney, I will go over the proposed First Amendment in front of everyone today.
Thank you very much.
As I noted, in front of each of you is a proposed First Amendment highlighted in yellow in the upper right corner. We have made two changes at the request of the bill's sponsor, which are also highlighted in different colors throughout the four-page item in front of you. On page 1 in blue is the first change. This is a civil infraction bill. What we've added here is, quoting now the blue language, for the first violation, the code enforcement function of the city shall issue a warning without a penalty. Obviously, in other words, there will be no fine attached to the first civil infraction against someone for the release of a balloon lighter than air outdoors. And then the second change is on page 2 of the bill, highlighted in green. It reads as follows: the provisions of this ordinance do not apply to the release of balloons as part of an event held on September 11th to honor first responders lost in the line of duty on September 11th, 2001. That change was made based on input received that was a significant balloon event here in the city, and we wanted to provide an exception for it. So with that, Mayor, the proposed First Amendment is available for vote along with the bill as introduced, and it's back to you for any motions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What I'd like to do at this time, and as requested, Councilwoman Bruni has advised me that there are people from the public here on this particular item, and we have already heard from Christian Daniels, so not for him, but anyone else on agenda item 50. Would you like to make comment in this public comment time? Please do so. Good morning.
Daniel Braisted. How do I turn this? Okay. Daniel
You're
Braisted,
on.
B-R-A-I-S-T-E-D. It just came to me that part of this proposal needs that everywhere that helium balloons are sold, there should be a warning sign. That should just, you have warning signs for everything else, and you aren't going to get the word out, and some innocent person is going to get their hands slapped. But everywhere there is, they just say it's forbidden to release these Mylar balloons in the county or city or whatever. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Please come forward on agenda item 50. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. My name is Anthony Ruiz, and I serve as the Government Relations Manager for MV Energy. So here to speak in support of this proposed ordinance on the release of certain balloons, Agenda Item 50. So just wanted to highlight one key aspect of this ordinance. So as an electric utility, we remain focused on the dangers of Mylar or these foil balloons. So much so that during the 2023 legislative session, MV Energy helped work to pass Assembly Bill 321, which is now law, which works to phase out the sale of these electrically conductive balloons over time. So these foil balloons can spark when they come into contact with our utility wires, and they can damage our equipment. So just wanted to thank Councilwoman Bruni for bringing this forward and to emphasize that there is a safety aspect to this ordinance, and also echo earlier comments in support on the potential environmental benefits, and want to lend our support on this agenda item. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming down. Appreciate it. Anyone else? Okay, I'll close public comment and then ask for any comments here. Yes, please, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I gave multiple comments during the recommending committee, so I'll leave it to your discretion if you want me to repeat myself. But at the recommending committee, we recommended denial, and the three of us agreed on that. And for a host of reasons, I think this is not the best path for the city. But I'll go into details if you want me to. Otherwise,
well,
I will defer.
absolutely, because I think everybody be wondering, and my biggest concern just out there and living here for 50-plus years, our dollars are stretched very tight, and if in fact you don't enforce what you expect to happen, and we don't have the personnel to go checking balloons everywhere, and then how does the city then select 9/11, 1 October, where's the pathway? And the more you do, and I certainly agree with the intent of this, but looking at it overall from the perspective of the city, I think the word needs to get out to the public. You know, think about what you're doing. Think about, we know how the waters are polluted, the oceans are polluted. There are little bags of Ziploc bags floating in the ocean, and our wildlife in the ocean thinks it's food. And certainly as someone whose family has tortoises and had them for a lifetime, we get so much trash blowing in through the wind, and I don't know how somebody would be able to enforce anything other than, as what Mr. Bracestead said, of our being supportive and telling the public, for heaven's sakes, pick up your trash and stop dumping it and leaving it everywhere. But when you look at the dollars in law enforcement and security, for as long as my husband and I have been sitting in this position, has been the #1 priority. And we can just spread those individuals around and their jobs around so much. And it's, if you don't enforce something, then you don't have it. So to me, and that was preemptive, I have no idea what you're going to say, but having great respect for whatever your comments were, love for you to share all of them of what your discussion at recommending was, where we have 3 members of our council try to preempt and get information out on issues that will come before us. So Mayor Pro Tem, please.
Thank you, Mayor. And Christian, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think the first step is to change hearts and minds. And so some of the examples I gave at the recommending committee included, one, some of the challenges we're facing in the city is enough resources to deal with the challenges we have. So in my ward, and I'm sure this is in wards 1, 3, and 5 anyway, we're experiencing enormous amounts of trash and debris left over from people who are unhoused. We have a team that is now committed to going out and picking up dumpster truck loads full of trash. That has to have an enormous impact on our environment, and we cannot keep up with it. The second example I gave was...
Excuse me, was that volunteer effort, or is that city paid?
This is paid city staff. So we have staff going out that are, in my ward, I see this, we have bobcats being dropped into drainage ditches to pick up the sheer tons, it's actually tons of trash that go into dump trucks and bring it out to a landfill. That's an enormous cost to the city of Las Vegas to just pick up other people's trash. And we have not yet been able to keep up with that. The second reason is the practical application. So this bill is written in terms of code enforcement. So how code enforcement works is it's complaint response driven. So if somebody calls and complains, as priorities shift and as resources become available, our code enforcement officers will go out and respond. They can't keep up as it is right now with the amount of code complaints coming in. So for example, and I'll put myself on the bully pulpit, if you will, about a day after this recommending committee, I went to a birthday party for a 5-year-old. There were a number of balloons there. I didn't have any control over that, but one of the 4-year-olds ran up and let the balloons go. So I would have been in violation of this particular ordinance. I ran as fast as I could to catch them. I couldn't keep up. So the balloons flew away. The kids were super happy and cheering and watching the balloons float away. So at that point, what this law would require is that someone were to call code enforcement on me or the person organizing the birthday party. If someone would have gotten there in time, which is not possible because we can't keep up with the calls we have now, they would have issued me a warning. Before it was a citation, but now it's a warning. And then they would have to keep track of me, me or the party thrower, let those balloons go. And then the next infraction would be a fine. So the next time somebody randomly caught me in a park for a 5-year-old's birthday party where balloons were let go, that's when they would be able to fine me. The third thing that I think is of most importance to me is generally the people who utilize public parks or people who let go of balloons are going to be people in positions of potential poverty. Not everybody, but that's a good chunk of people who are going to go and do something like this. And this opens up a door of fining people, citing people who may not completely understand the law because there is no strategy around signage. There's no strategy around implementation that has been presented to us. So that makes me concerned that people in underserved communities, people in poverty will be isolated in this particular implementation. And I worked really hard with the city staff and code enforcement in particular to work with the National League of Cities on reducing fees and fines for people in impoverished conditions. The amendments that were made are particularly isolated to just council people and the events that they have. And that really scares me because, like the mayor said, there's a million different things that would warrant the releasing of balloons if they so decided to. And if we make it so that our council people can do an event but nobody else can, I think that's unfair. I don't see the value of that. I think it's a great idea. I would be willing to go with what NV Energy suggested and limit the sale of balloons. I think that's a great idea. If we can limit Mylar balloons in our community, I see no value in them. If we can limit more balloons in our community, stopping the release of balloons is not the issue, it's the fact that balloons exist. So if you wanted to continue to go down that path of reducing the sale of balloons, totally for that. If we wanted to increase the amount of park rules, signage in our parks that reduce or eliminate the release of balloons, and we have staff on board to just remind people that that's not an appropriate thing to do, totally supportive of that as well. So I think it's a great concept. I don't think we should have balloons being released into the air, but I don't know that this is the right path because all this does is put a book on the laws that we're never going to implement. So with that,
Could you also just make comment, and Mr. Hacker perhaps, I know we have increased code enforcement staffing, but how many people for 155 square miles? How many in code enforcement, and are they working 24/7? So they're there at dusk and in the early morning? How many? And
Yes.
when did we increase from what we have?
Yes, Mayor, this is Tim Hacker with the City Manager's Office. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to defer to one of my colleagues because I don't actually oversee code enforcement. So I know that over the last few years, we have increased 1 and 2 here and there, but not large numbers. I mean, I believe we're still under 20 code enforcement officers. Under 20, I believe, yes.
And on our normal shift, or are they all shifts?
I believe they work a pretty traditional shift. If there's some needs to have them in the evenings or the weekends, there would be some overtime involved. That's very infrequent.
Mayor Jeff Dorkek, City Attorney. I did a quick search of the directory. It looks like we have 15 plus 1 plus 2, 17-ish code enforcement officers and managers.
And yes, and Mr. City Manager?
Yeah, Mayor, just to follow up on what Tim and Jeff said, we have a few vacancies, but I think overall, Eric McCoy as our lead over the code enforcement side will tell you that we have around a little over 20-plus positions, but again, some are vacant. And a lot of the work on the code enforcement side is complaint-driven. And there are some ability when an issue is outside of normal hours to do it on scheduled overtime, things of that nature. So it can be adaptable to address the needs. But I think it's fair to say, kind of following on what Mayor Pro Tem was suggesting, is we have hundreds, if not thousands, of codes, and many of them are complaint-driven. Some of them are much more in the front of our purview because of an ongoing issue. And then others are a little bit more obscure. And so that's just the way that our codes are. And as an example, not too long ago, we modified our code for additional fireworks enforcement. Not too long ago, we modified our code to require microchipping. And so, you know, our code is extremely diverse in the things that we have and the tools we have to enforce them. And so as it relates to the balloon ordinance, it would be another code that would be on our books in many ways like hundreds of others that we have. And it's a priority basis.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to turn to, yes, please.
Just one quick comment, and then I'll shut up. But I understand the intent of this. I believe in the intent of it. I think I'm fully supportive of Christian and everything that you're trying to do. I think educating, informing, changing hearts and minds is the right path. But we have some very, very serious issues in the city right now. We don't have the resources to deal with them as we have experienced them. And so if we can get to a utopian type community where we can resolve everything else and then start working on this, I would be fully supportive of that. But I think we have some very, very difficult issues right now that we need to really focus in on. But to that extent, I'm open door, open arms, would love to figure out education strategies and changing hearts and minds because I agree with you.
Thank you. What I'm going to do, because the intent and the hard work and research, everything that Councilwoman Bruni put into bringing this to us and to the community, I really like to hear from you, because I think in hearing what you've heard, and Council, let me take Councilwoman Seaman first, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I appreciate Nevada Energy's testimony, but I think the last time you testified for us, it wasn't a problem with regular balloons, it was a problem with Mylar, and I believe they're banned by the state at this time. So I really want to say I agree with what Mayor Pro Tem has said about everything except banning balloons. I think we go down a very dangerous path when we start banning everything that creates garbage, because we have plastic bottles and everything in the environment. But other than that, I do agree that it would be really hard to enforce this, especially when the balloons are up and you can't get them and the evidence is gone. But I do appreciate what Councilwoman Bruni has done, and I think the important thing is awareness. But a lot of people use balloons as arrangements as well. They don't necessarily let them go. So I would really hate to see them banned. But I do think we do need to make the public aware of what balloons can do in the environment. So thank you.
Thank you.
I will be a no.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Polensky, it just dawned on me too, of course, you're on recommending. Did you wish to make comment here too?
Yeah, I'll try to keep mine brief. Thank you, Mayor. A couple things. As many folks may know, a couple of us up here are recovering legislators. And as a former assembly person, I really appreciate the advocates who've come today from our local community who work very hard to keep our desert clean. My family and I, if we're not at a sporting event on the weekend, we're discovering our state parks, our national parks. Keeping the Nevada desert clean is important to me. But at the same time, this ordinance only touches the folks that live in the four walls of the city of Las Vegas. What the young man and the lady earlier really need to do, your full remedy, is going to Carson City, going to the legislature, and lobbying a comprehensive bill that will cover the entire state, because we are making it against the rules to release a balloon in city of Las Vegas, but that does not prevent anyone from, in Clark County, in Henderson, in North Las Vegas, for releasing a balloon and coming into our territory, and we'll have to clean. So from my perspective, this is very the practicality of this is not great because it's just a small portion of the problem. You need remedy at a larger level. So I would encourage those folks that came earlier and spoke to go to Carson City and get a bill passed, that if it's important to you to extend the legislation from Mylar balloons to latex, then do that. Perhaps the industry in general can move from latex and find a balloon that's sustainable, that can degenerate in the desert faster. I don't know where the entire industry will go, but the real remedy is not here. The real remedy is in Carson City, and I am concerned about code and Eric McCoy and his team, small but mighty, but they are without a doubt the most overworked part of City Hall and our city staff. They never stop working, and I hate to put more burden on them, but I will say that I made a big stink in recommending, saying that the councilwoman would not exempt my event, and she has. So to keep my commitment there, I will vote yes, but I do have those reservations that I've mentioned, and I'd love to see a more comprehensive approach taken. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Councilwoman Bruni now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor and council members, I speak today in support of Ordinance 2024-11 to generally prohibit the intentional outdoor release of helium-filled balloons. The issue was brought to my attention by several residents of Ward 6, including a wonderful young man you've heard from here today, Christian Daniels, who started the Desert Balloon Project. I will share he also recently graduated from Arborview High School and is hoping to join either Clark County or hopefully the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. So great future and a national hero, actually. He's received a lot of national attention for his work. So he started this project because he went out to the beautiful places that he has been hiking at for many years and saw these bright plastic pieces littered in our beautiful trails and public lands. Through Christian's valiant efforts with the Desert Balloon Project, almost 4,000 balloons have been collected. But as I learned more about the issue, I realized that there were additional equally damaging impacts, specifically the release of helium-filled balloons, specifically foil balloons, when they become intertwined with power lines, can cause power outages. According to NV Energy, there have been 400 power outages over the last 4 years, dozens of them caused by balloons becoming entangled in the power lines. In fact, just last month, a balloon caused a power outage in North Las Vegas where 12,000 people lost power in their homes. These outages have significant impacts on residents, especially people who rely on this power for medical reasons, people on breathing machines such as CPAP machines, respirators and ventilators, oxygen, home dialysis equipment, and medicine that requires continual refrigeration such as insulin. In addition, according to the State of Nevada's Department of Emergency Management, power outages disrupt communications, water and transportation, they close retail businesses, grocery stores, gas stations, ATMs, banks, and other services, and cause food spoilage and water contamination. That is why we are here today. This ordinance restricts the unintentional release of helium-filled balloons. While I acknowledge that balloons have been used for celebrations, ceremonies, and other events, it's become clear that the unintended consequences have become too significant to overlook. We know that our electrical grid becomes especially taxed during the hot summer months. We can't risk a power outage caused by the release of helium-filled balloons. And we know that there are other ways to celebrate without balloons. I would like to make a few clarifications to the bill. First, we are not the only city or not the first state to restrict the release of helium-filled balloons. In fact, through bipartisan efforts, states including Connecticut, Florida, and Hawaii, and over a dozen cities throughout the country have adopted similar measures because they recognize the harmful impacts to the environment, wildlife, and power lines. I want to share, as Councilman Alan Polinsky noted, that I have listened to the concerns, and that is why I have propose these two amendments to the bill. First, I made the bill now has the first offense be a warning instead of an automatic fine, and I think that addresses the concern that many of the folks who might be in parks releasing balloons may be of lower income, and so I think the first offense being a warning and not an automatic fine addresses that concern. Second, I have proposed an exemption for an event the city supports which honors first responders who were killed in the line of duty during 9/11. We checked, and there were only 2 city events that release balloons, and so I don't think that it's a matter of exempting a lot of different events. In summary, to protect our energy infrastructure and to honor Nevada's pristine natural beauty and protect our wildlife, I am bringing this ordinance before you, and I would appreciate your support. And then a couple of specific comments raised by my colleagues I'd like to address. Again, I think as our city manager noted, we have thousands of ordinances that are complaint-driven. And so I don't think the fact that this is complaint-driven and we may not be able to enforce 100% of the time with fidelity is a reason not to support this ordinance. In fact, we talked about dog poop in a couple of meetings ago for a good 30 minutes, and that we have an ordinance, and clearly that's not enforced, and we were talking about directing very scarce resources to address the fact that people are not picking up their dog poop. I think we can put, as the resident suggested, I think educating and putting notices in stores would be part with an ordinance on the books. We can actually do that and put the ordinance on display at parks. And I think that will conclude my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, and I must say, everything that you have mentioned, I love the softer aspect of your suggestions. I think it is up to the public, and we can't control the public visitors and everybody else that comes here for whatever party they're having and wedding, whatever. So I thank you, and I'd like you to make the motion then, please.
So, Mayor, I would like to make a motion to approve Bill number 2024-11.
With the proposed First Amendment, ma'am?
With the proposed First Amendment, thank you.
Thank you, and if you'll all please vote and post. And the motion carries. It is passed. Thank you very much. And we will move on to agenda item 51. Councilman Knutson, this is bill number 2024-12. Would you like to have the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2024-12, an ordinance to adopt that certain document entitled First Amended and Restated Development Agreement for Vegas Rising and to provide for other related matters.
Move to approve.
And there's motion to approve agenda item 51. Please vote and please post. Pardon? And that motion carries. Thank you very much. Agenda item 2416, item 52. Councilman Knutson, would you like the bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Bill number 2024-16, an ordinance granting to Google Fiber Nevada LLC and Nevada Limited Liability Company a non-exclusive franchise for communications services, including broadband internet service and/or telecommunications service within the corporate limits of the City of Las Vegas, subject to and in accordance with that certain franchise agreement entered into between the City of Las Vegas and Google Fiber Nevada LLC, and providing for other related matters. And as I mentioned earlier, Mayor, this is the item that City Manager Jansen and Ms. Bishop were talking about earlier with the public hearing.
As I just looked at her smiling, knowing it's here. And you made a motion?
Move to approve.
And there's a motion to approve. Please vote and please post. And thank you, Ms. Bishop. And we'll move on to agenda item 53, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption in a later meeting. Bills number 53 and 54, bills number 2023-28, 2024-15 will be heard at a later meeting. And we'll move on to agenda item, no, we won't. We'll move on to new bills. Agenda item 55, new bills 55 through 58, bills number 2024-17, 18, 19, and 20 will be heard at recommending committee Monday, June 17, 2024. City Attorney, please read the new bills.
Yes, Mayor, and if I might, I want to introduce, before he reads the bills, one of our 2 summer externs from Mitchell Hamlin School of Law in Minneapolis, but a Las Vegas local, Chris Wynn. He's going to read the bills this morning, and let's go.
Bill number 24-17, an ordinance to amend LVMC section 19.12.070 to adjust the minimum lot size requirement for the use individual care group home and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-18, an ordinance to amend LVMC section 9.16.030 to adjust the hours during which construction noise is deemed to be a prohibited noise disturbance and to provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-19, an ordinance to amend various provisions of the Unified Development Code, LVMC Title 19, to establish provisions pertaining to residential tiny houses in accordance with state law and to provide for other related matters. And Bill number 2024-20, an ordinance to update LVMC section 19.17.080 regarding height bonus incentives to include the T4-M and T5-N transect zones, which zones were inadvertently left out of the initial adoption, and to provide for other related matters.
Thank you very much. These bills, number 2024-17 through 20, are assigned to the June 17, 2024 recommending committee members, Councilman Knudsen and Councilwoman Seaman and Polensky. If any so designated are unable to attend, the clerk's office will coordinate finding substitutes as necessary in my direction, please. Thank you very much. Okay. And now we will move on to agenda item 59. Items 59 through 60C are on the consent agenda, considered to be routine, recommended for approval by the Department of Community Development. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion to approve this consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Would you please vote on the motion? And please post. And that motion carries. Thank you very much. And we will move on to 61. Okay. Item 61 is on the one motion, one vote agenda, as it is a routine item with no condition changes. Any person representing an application or a member of the public or member of the council not in agreement with the condition and all standard conditions of the application recommended by staff should request to have it removed from this portion of the agenda. Number 61, 2306-760 are one abeyance item. Director's Business, Public Hearing, applicant owner Century Communities in Nevada, LLC, for possible action on a land use entitlement project request for the First Amendment, a second amended and restated Sky Canyon Parks Agreement, Ward 6, with Councilwoman Rooney. Planning Commission and staff recommend approval. This is a public hearing which I declare open. Anyone wishing to be heard on agenda item 61? Hearing and seeing no one, I'll close public hearing. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion on the one motion, one vote item, please?
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Please vote and please post. Okay. Agenda item, 62. 220176, 78, tabled item, re-notification following land use entitlement project requests on .22 acres, 1001 East Bonanza Road, number 62A, 230178, GPA 1, from PF, public facility, to MXU, mixed use, number 62B, 230178 ZON1, from PR professional office and parking to R3 medium density residential, number 62C, 230178 SDR1 for proposed conversion of an existing one-story single-family dwelling to a two-story, four-unit multifamily residential development with waivers of Appendix F downtown Las Vegas interim development standards. The applicant owner is Brody LaSword. The Planning Commission and staff recommend approval on 230178 GPA1 and 230178 ZON1 and denial on 230178 SDR1. These are in Ward 5 with Councilman Creer, public hearings which I declare open. Is the applicant or representative present? Good morning.
Good morning, Mayor. I'm the representative. My name is Benjamin Childs. My bar number is 3946. I'm his attorney.
And again, your first name, I'm sorry.
Benjamin
Thank
Childs, Childs. Do you need my address or?
No, we're fine with your name. Thank you.
So I don't have a lot to add. He this was renoticed back in, I think, around December, and he just wanted to convert this corner lot to a fourplex. And so I noticed that they're recommending against the conversion to the fourplex. And so I'm here for any questions.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear from our planning, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. In regards to the applications, the Vision 2045 Downtown Las Vegas Master Plan has identified a need for additional and varied housing stock in the Cashman District to increase density in this area, including multifamily units. As this area already consists of single-family and multifamily residential uses, the applicant's request for the general plan amendment and rezoning are appropriate, and staff recommends approval of those two applications. However, the applicant has amended their request from converting the residence into a fourplex from the denial in August of 2023 from the Planning Commission to establishing a residential duplex. So the staff report currently reflects conditions tailoring it to a duplex versus a fourplex as advertised. The multiple waivers of the development standards have been requested to support the proposed site design, which staff cannot support and therefore recommends denial of the site development plan review. It should be noted that this is a request as the result of code enforcement action regarding block walls on the northeast and south perimeter, the existing detached garage, and 2-unit additions that have all been constructed without permits. During a follow-up routine site visit conducted on May 7th of this year, staff observed the fence has been partially removed, but the portion of the fence within the 10th Street right-of-way remains, although the associated building permit has not been issued. If approved, the existing wall and gate within the 10th Street public right-of-way will be required to be relocated outside of the right-of-way, and a license agreement for private improvements in both the 10th Street and Bonanza roadway right-of-ways must be submitted per conditions of approval. In conclusion, staff recommends approval of the general plan amendment and rezoning and recommends denial of the site development plan review. Just for a point of context for how long this has been going on, since August of 2022, code enforcement is when they went out there for work being done without permit, followed by additional activity in October of 2022, and then starting of the entitlement process in early of 2023. These applications went through till August of 23 with Planning Commission, and then they were tabled and then brought off of the table, and then we are back to where we are now with these items finally being heard before City Council. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the public who would like to make comment on agenda item 62A, B, and C? Any questions, comments from council before we? No. Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have been dealing with this for a long time. I've personally driven out to the site with my team. We have had multiple try to reach out to your client on a number of times. We have, started out with one fourplex, duplex. There's the wall issue, which has never fully been rectified. We haven't heard from your client. We've been dealing with this for a long time, and today we're going to make a determination. We've abated, we've tabled it. Today it's going to stop, and I'm going to make a motion to follow Planning Commission and staff recommendation for denial on item 62A, B, and C.
And that is your motion. And so there is a motion. Please vote. And please post. Thank you. The motion has carried as suggested. Thank you. We'll move on to agenda item 63. Wrong, 63 is obeyed to the 7th of August, so we're on to 64. 240045, ROC 1, abeyance item, public hearing. Applicant Lucky's One Farm 82, LLC, DBA Lucky's Lounge, owner Piedmont Family Trust et al. Possible action, land use entitlement project request for a review of condition of a previously approved special use permit UO 13995 to delete condition of approval number 14, which states the hours of operation shall be from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. only on .88 acres at 8025 Farm Road, C1 Limited Commercial Zone, Ward 6. Councilwoman Bruni. Staff recommends denial. And so, do we have anyone here representing the applicant? And this is a public hearing which I declare open, and we'll hear from the applicant first, or representative. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, Council. Phyllis Gilland with Golden Entertainment, Lucky's. I won't go through the long name. Lucky's is one of our leased locations. We acquired Lucky's in November of '23. We're the fourth owner in that location. This 21-hour limitation was placed on this location and started in 1990 when they were putting this location together. Was placed on this location in 1995, and we are requesting at this time that that be removed. We are, for a lot of reasons, business interruption, gaming requirements in terms of closing it at 3 a.m. and opening it again at 6 a.m., safety and security, the money in the location, the employees, keeping the employees engaged and employed. And in addition, we are concerned in the same parking lot is a 7-Eleven, which has gaming, also alcohol sales, and that was put in place in 2017. These licenses, this restriction was put in place in 1995. So a little question of equity. It has not been enforced previously, so we are a bit concerned about the other. There's 400 restricted locations in the county, so we would like to be, have this removed to be treated similarly as to the other locations in the county. We did meet with Councilman Bruni and hopefully have addressed her concerns in regards to alcohol and management of the location and concerns in her ward. I do have with me today our VP of Tavern Operations, so we are very aware of TAM card requirements. Alcohol management requires training, things like that. So we would very much like to request the removal of that 30-year-old restriction.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's hear first from our planning department, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Seth Floyd for the record. Mayor, the City Council did add condition number 14 of U-0139-95, limiting hours of operation, to address concerns of neighborhood residents at the time of the approval. Staff defers to the City Council's determination from 1995, before I was board mayor, just so you know. And therefore recommends denial of the review of condition request. If approved, the applicant has requested the entire condition be removed, thereby allowing 24-hour operation of the tavern. Thank you.
And would you happen to know the population growth of Ward 6 since 1995?
A lot.
Huge.
Mayor, I don't know if I have that number handy, but certainly that area has changed significantly since 1995.
Thank you very much. I remember Councilman Ross in that particular area, and just so excited about the growth and opportunities are out there, and hopeful of employment, everything else. So this is a public hearing. Do we have comment from anyone in the public? Please come forward, state your name, make your comment. Okay, I'm seeing no one and hearing no one. We will close public comment. I will see if there's any comment from council. And everybody's shaking their heads no. It's yours, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I begin some remarks, I have one question based on what you said, Phyllis. What do you mean when you say you have a lease? It's a lease location.
It is owned by the Piedmont Trust. We lease that location. We operate under a lease at that location.
And so how long is the term of the lease that you currently have with that location?
I cannot tell you that off the top of my head, but it's a long-term lease.
When you say long-term, is that 5 years, 10 years, 30 years?
Generally, our leases are 10 years with options to renew.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. So I will share, I did have some concerns. I live about half a mile from this location, and the location is in the same parking lot as a daycare. It's maybe a quarter of a mile from an elementary school and a quarter of a mile from Arborview. And so I do see a lot of kiddos walking in the morning. I did pull the Metro data. There have been 39 DUI citations at that specific location and 13 crashes involving a DUI. So I think I've shared publicly that Councilwoman Alan Polensky and I have a priority of addressing the growing number of DUIs. So those are my concerns, but I do understand the equity issue, and I will say I was very pleased to be able to meet with your whole team. You are a gold standard among operators and businesses. I know you've worked really well investing in our city and specifically Councilman Diaz's area. And so I feel much more comfortable with you all as the operator, which is why I asked how long is this lease going to be. And I was, thank you for coming in and committing to working with me and just checking in on the DUIs and sort of what's going on in that area. So with that, thank you for being in our area, and I will make a motion to approve 24-0045-review of condition 1.
Thank you very much. There's a motion to approve agenda item 64. Please vote, please post. That motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 65, setting the date on any appeals filed or required public hearings. I'd ask the city clerk to set those public hearing dates and appeals for City Planning Commission meetings, dangerous building, nuisance litter abatements.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this is our final citizen participation, agenda item 66. Citizen participation, public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the council. No subject may be acted upon by the city council unless the subject is on the agenda and scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record, the amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. This is your opportunity to address council. The council will not respond or engage in dialogue. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak under this portion of the agenda? Good morning still. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Mayor. Daniel Braisted, B-R-A-I-S-T-E-D. I have a number of items. I attended the mayor debate at the Fontainebleau, and I was saddened that I had to pay $42 and I couldn't ask any questions. I mean, this has happened several times. And I'm thinking, well, maybe the members that were participating were afraid that I might bring up this ugly signs on 4th Street going north under 95. It's unsafe. I've mentioned it for 5 years. It doesn't cost the city a nickel to change it. You call NDOT and tell them, use your budget, use your employees, upgrade those signs because it reflects on the city of Las Vegas and it's a hazard. They thought maybe they were also afraid that I'd ask about the 5 lights that are on 9th Street going south from Fremont They've been on for 5 years continually. I mean, we're worried about saving money, and you can't turn a couple on. Now, I realize that the councilwoman for that area is not running for mayor, but the two individuals running for mayor should be smacking her and saying, fix your wasted stuff. Again, years ago, I asked that the two elevators in the parking garage be labeled east and west in case there was a need to attend it. We now have a third elevator in the new parking area, and it has no markings at all. So if there's a malfunction or an emergency, where are you going to go? I'm out going, this is kind of sad. Saturday, let's see. Okay, Saturday, the 25th of May, I turned in a C-click fix for the flag in front of the fire station on Washington and Rancho. It was faded, it was frayed, and prior to Memorial Day, and somebody acted on it. It was replaced by noon on Memorial Day, which I thought was great, but first responders should not drive by a frayed flag. That's not the job of a resident. Also at the debate, I became aware that there's discussions on how to use Cashman Field. And I was surprised. Are we discussing that at any time, or options, or considering other options? That should be a training center. Tony Shea talked about a center of learning. That area there across from the state building, next to the homeless, it should be set up as ongoing training. Put some trucks there, they could pay for it. We don't have any education going on in this city on a full basis. I've asked Parks and Recreation to do something about teaching people on how to make money, and they don't go anywhere. So thank you very much, and appreciate your good work.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, City Council. Is it on? Oh, okay. Hello, City Council. Michael Mijatovic for the record. All right. So there is a light that is more powerful. There is a light that is powerful enough to manifest all of life. It is pure, holy, perfect, and innocent, untouched by darkness. At the core center of the light is Source, the protector and guardian of the Holy Spirit, our one and only home that is made of true love. Source guards the love of the Holy Spirit, also known as the higher realms, forever, and lets its light shine always to shield it in protection from all darkness and negative forces. Source is our one true God who communicates to us through prayer, meditation, spiritual practices, and activities, as well as through sleep when we wake up in our soul bodies in the higher realms. The most important thing we can do in life is to live in attunement, which is oneness with Source and our higher soul selves. In 2016, 3 days before the election, Donald Trump said that a sitting president under a felony indictment would create a constitutional crisis and grind government to a halt. Trump is now not only a convicted felon and a sexual predator, he's also guilty of fraud for which he owes over $500 million, while he still has multiple trial dates for felony-related charges, including attempts to overthrow the 2020 election, as well as keeping classified documents at his own estate. He will never accept anything that requires him to take personal responsibility. He just blames the judges, the jurors, and the Justice Department, and even the Biden administration, never once taking accountability for his own actions because he remains a pathological liar. Trump says his support for police is greater than all the former presidents. But when 4 officers committed suicide due to the events of January 6, he never attended any one of their funerals and never apologized to any one of their families. Yet he continually praises the rioters responsible for their deaths, calling them hostages, all while he attempts to free all the convicted rioters. There are now officers from January 6 who are on Biden's campaign who call Trump the greatest threat to democracy, like so many of his former staffers. He's called our military suckers and losers for sacrificing their lives for their country's cause, while stating that his chief of staff deserved the death penalty for trying to ease tensions with China after the January 6 disaster, and that John McCain wasn't a war hero because he was captured, even though Trump avoided military service by faking an injury. He told Russia, who has been in an unjust and unprovoked war with Ukraine for over 2 years now, who did nothing to provoke or agitate them, that they should attack NATO countries who don't pay enough. He has pledged to become a dictator while praising dictators such as Hitler and even the terrorist group Hezbollah. This country deserves actual leadership. It will only come from Biden at this time right now. Trump is a bully who has to go. Thank you.
Thank you for coming down.
Good morning, Mayor Goodman. Oh, thank you. Good morning, Mayor Goodman and the council. I just want to do an ordinance on agenda item 50, ordering
Name.
Alan
Name.
Kaminsky, letting me know.
Your name, please.
Huh?
Your name?
Oh, sorry. My name is Jay Hicks. I am a college student at UNLV, going in, I'm in radio for KUNV 91.5 Jazz and More.
Okay.
With that, with agenda item number 50, when it comes to balloons and being an environmental issue, I realize in the agenda here, it says gas, lighter, and air, which helium is a non-flammable gas more than helium. So I ended up going, I read it and saying like, okay, I'm more aware. So when it comes to environmental issues, when it comes to balloons, it's kind of like a communal issue, like Knudsen said, but then the poverty line, which pretty much is like everyone end of the point. So when it comes to that, I'm all for it. It should be like a good awareness to everyone in the community, including the city of Las Vegas, which, by the way, I can do that myself, and anyone can do too. So, agenda item number 50, go for it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Morning.
Good morning. This is to be addressed to you, Mayor Goodman. I've never been to a council meeting before. I always wanted to come to one. But anyway, this is in regards to my father. I know
And
you
your
can't...
name, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Demetria Trejo.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Strelo.
Good morning. This is in regards to my dad, but I know you can't help me with this part of it, but I was evicted illegally about a year ago, and it was from your officers from Metro. They weren't supposed to be there. Everybody was paid, and it's getting worse. So that is why I'm here. I'm trying to put the word out in case something takes place.
Thank you. Anyone else, please come forward. Okay, I will close public comment, and we will move on to agenda item 67. Council merging issues, discussing the discussion now regarding potential items for future city council agendas. Do we have any members that have an issue they would like brought forward for the future? None on this side. How about on this side? You sailed through that one again. Thank you, council. And now we'll move on to agenda item 68, which is our council member recognition. Comments made by individual city council members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the council unless the subject has been or is on the agenda scheduled for action. So we know we always have every member who has something to brag about or talk about or ask questions about. So we'll start with the council member who had over 4,000 American flags aligned in perfection out in Ward 4 for the celebration. It was, I've never seen so many flags and done so quickly within hours. I mean, that was, could you explain as you go forward with your brags?
Absolutely. I think we have some pictures
Please,
on the slideshow.
it was unbelievable.
It was a labor of love, that's for sure. On May 16th, our seniors in Sun City, Summerlin had a fantastic time at the Viva Las Vegas event at the Starbright Theater. Attendees enjoyed seeing Vegas showgirls and taking photos with Elvis. We commemorated the 60th anniversary of the release of the movie Viva Las Vegas by watching the film and also celebrating Las Vegas's birthday with a delicious birthday cake. On Saturday, May 18th, Mountain Ridge Little League players and their families came out to Mountain Ridge Park for a fun evening of bounce houses, raffle prizes. We watched the Sandlot movie, which is my very favorite movie of all time. Next up, I had the great pleasure of attending Mark Carey Day on May 17th with Las Vegas Metro Police Department officers and students from Mark Carey Elementary School. The event featured demonstrations by the SWAT team, the K-9 teams, and had special guest with McGruff the crime dog. It is a great scene, and I wish we could do this at every elementary school in Southern Nevada. It's wonderful. Of course, Mark Carey, a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officer who died in the line in 1988. A few days later, on May 23rd, I attended the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony with Mayor Goodman to honor Nevada's fallen officers. As always, it's a solemn event for families, friends, and the officers who attend. I wanted to give a shout out to Mark Carey Elementary student Isabella de Villa-Huerco for her heartfelt remarks at the ceremony. It was a beautiful event, and attendees were touched by her thoughtful words of respect and honor. Next up, on Friday, May 24th, the Ward 4 team placed over 4,080 American flags at Police Memorial Park to commemorate Memorial Day. Without city staff, this would have been definitely impossible. We want to personally thank Steve Ford, Maggie Plaster, and Rosa Cortez, and their staff members for assisting us in planning and creating the display. City Parks and Rec staff, Travis Rich, Adam Ozuna, Alex Goldberg, and Diego Trey Santoya spent hours and hours and hours along with my friends and family. I don't think anybody's going to take my call around Memorial Day again. We spent that time placing a grid on the ground and then returning the next day with volunteers to place flags into the ground. If it had not been for these amazing ladies and gentlemen, kids from Doral Elementary School, Somerset Elementary School, and Faith Lutheran also, this monumental task could not have been achieved. You have my sincerest thanks and gratitude. The next evening, Mayor Goodman and I welcomed a guest of honor, 101-year-old World War II veteran Nono Zakari, who led the attendees in the Pledge of Allegiance. We gave Nono a hero's send-off as he is currently now returning to Omaha Beach for the 80th anniversary of D-Day this week, accompanied by our very own Zach Butcher. Special thanks to Vince Palmieri from the Military Order of the Purple Heart, who presented a missing man table, and the American Legion Spirit of Freedom Post 76 Color Guard, who presented the colors. Zoe and Caleb Johnson, who sang the national anthem beautifully, and our friends at Forgotten Not Gone, who provided a first-class bike escort for Nono to the event. The event was a huge undertaking, and every minute was spent was an opportunity for us to honor the lives of our military men and women who have lost their lives in service to our country. Next up, last Friday, my staff and I attended the Las Vegas Metro Police Department Dream Graduation, where more than 20 kids from elementary throughout high school students completed the program. It's an awesome 12-week mentorship program with Summerlin Area Command for at-risk youth in our community, and the number of graduates continue to rise, which is beautiful. Last Saturday, the Summer Splash event at Durango Hills YMCA was a great success. Families had a great time swimming, winning raffle prizes, staying cool with free Kona Ice snow cones. A big thanks to city event staff for always making Ward 4 events fun and hassle-free. Next up, by popular demand, Councilwoman Bruni and I are once again hosting a Jurassic World this Friday, June 7th, 7 p.m. at Floyd Lamb Park. Heads up that location may be changing due to the extreme heat we're experiencing. Regardless of the location, please bring your family and friends out for our special guests from UNLV, paleontologists and geodes, a fossil dig, tasty food from food trucks, always available for purchase. Please join us. Next up, the YMCA is offering great summer camps, swimming lessons for kids, water exercise programs for older adults, and water safety classes all summer long. Take advantage of these programs at the Y's 4 locations across the valley. Please call 702-522-5787 7500 for more information. And most importantly, the next slide features 12 children from Las Vegas who have gone missing since January of 2024. While many kids are found or return home, others are reported missing almost every week. If you have any information regarding the children featured in this slide, please call Las Vegas Metro Police Department Missing Person Detail at 702-828-3111. And to all our at-risk youth or runaways, please don't hesitate to reach out to the nationwide runaway hotline for a free ride home. And lastly, stay connected with my staff and myself on social media platforms or contact us directly the old-fashioned way via phone, 702-229-2524. We're always here to provide any assistance that we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Before I start my overview of what we've been up to, I do want to celebrate one of our very own here. He left. Yes, our city attorney, Jeff Dorkak, who was named by the Nevada Business Magazine as one of the top attorneys, top-ranked attorneys is another form, has been featured in Nevada Business Magazine since 2007, and there were 3,000 individuals who were submitted for consideration, and they're ranked and chosen and scrutinized by their peers. So I just want to say congratulations to our own very esteemed city attorney, Jeff Dorkak, for this prestigious recognition. Because it's private and public attorneys that are considered, so I'm very proud that he's representing the city very, very well. Our first slide basically launches us into the June month. So happy Pride Month to everyone. Juneteenth, Freedom Day on June 19th. And also something that is an awareness month is Alzheimer's and Brain Conditions Awareness Month for the month of June. And so I just want to make sure that we all do what we can to celebrate our diversity, because that's what makes us beautiful. In Ward 3, I wanted to also basically thank everyone who helped us ensure that this school year for our Cristo Rey interns, that it was a phenomenal, very informational and productive internship for those 4 Cristo Rey interns that I have coming. So I just wanted to say thank you to our communications department, for example, for allowing Jose Murillo to shadow them on an exciting day that included filming off-site at the Animal Foundation and learning everything production behind the scenes at KCLV. Doris Claveria was also fortunate to participate in 2 shadow days, one of them at the city attorney's office with Nicole Garcia, who is one of our deputies, and she shared her professional journey as an attorney. And also Doris went to the municipal court where she witnessed a trial in action. And on her second shadow day, she had a full day of learning at the Dula Community Center in Ward 5 and visiting community centers and parks throughout the city. So I just think that all of these experiences are so formative for our youth and them making up their minds about what they want to do with their future careers. So thank you to everyone who helped make this an amazing internship year for my interns. I don't know, I can't remember, but a few weeks ago, we closed out Buen Aire para Todos. We held a press conference with Impact NV, Make the Road Nevada, DRI Science Institute, as well as our wonderful City of Las Vegas staff. Marco Velada was there representing, and also Rachel. And we were basically there just highlighting some wins from completing this air quality monitoring study in East Las Vegas. So just for those of you that don't know about it, 60 sensors were deployed in Ward 3, in 20 in homes, 20 outdoors, and 20 on mobile vendors, and it just helped DRI gather air quality for 2 years. And based on this, we're going to be trying to see what other data-driven solutions we could be doing as a city to ensure that all of our residents have better air quality or access to cleaner air. On I don't have the date for this either, but about a week or so ago, I was thrilled to join Cedar Street at the groundbreaking of an exciting new housing development that will bring an additional 300-plus residential apartments to the adjacency of the Arts District in fabulous downtown Las Vegas. You can see the Strat right behind us. This mixed-use project will include retail, units ranging in size from studios to bedrooms, and parking on the lower floors of the building. The project was designed by Booth Hansen, a Chicago architect working with Las Vegas-based engineering firms, and I'm just looking forward to having the Arts District increasingly be a place where people can live, work, and play, and I want to thank Mayor Pro Tem for being there in attendance for this momentous occasion. On May 24th, we visited a group of seniors at Equipo Academy. This government class reached out to us so that we could share our trajectory into public service. And I was very impressed by the caliber of their questions. And I just want to thank Mr. Van Houten for ensuring that all of his students are civically engaged and ready and registered to vote upon turning 18 years of age. On May 31st, we were invited to attend Women Entrepreneurs Network, Red de Mujeres Emprendedoras. I was excited to address a room full of female entrepreneurs last Friday morning at an event hosted by the Latin Chamber of Commerce in cooperation and partnership with UNR's Cooperative Extension. These women that were in attendance, and not all women, there were some gentlemen too, have a desire to learn best practices and ways to improve their small business efforts in our community. And more importantly, this program was made possible in part to our own City of Las Vegas ARPA funds. And so I love to see how our city is continually striving to make sure that we're putting information and resources in the hands of everyone. On May 21st, the Spring Valley Area Command had its own dream graduation, and I'm incredibly proud of the 14 young leaders that graduated from this iteration of the Spring Valley Area Command's dream program. These youth spent 12 weeks learning from community partners about the many opportunities available to them, and staying in the positive trajectory if they set their minds to it. Thank you to our LVMPD officers for leading this important charge and initiative to help for helping our youth that are at risk make the choices that will set them up for a successful trajectory. On May 29th, we had our Stewart Avenue Complete Streets meeting at the East Las Vegas Community Center, and it was awesome to see community members who use Stewart Avenue as a thoroughfare come and share with our staff different key information or pain points or wish lists of what they want to see, as this is in the planning phases of what Stewart Avenue from 6th Street to Nellis will transform itself into. Obviously, we got almost a $24 million grant from the federal government, but the city matches that grant. And if you missed this meeting and want to give us your input, please visit www.lasvegasnevada.gov/Stewart Project so that you can be on the list to receive updates, but also give us any insights as to what we should be making sure is part of the planning process. Next, we have new business assistance program. Business eligibility requirements include you must have been approved for a new City of Las Vegas business license with an issue date of 1/1/23 or later, or have a pending City of Las Vegas business license application, and you must be physically located within the City of Las Vegas jurisdiction and must have 10 employees or less, and the gross revenue must be less than $250,000 annually. This program provides new entrepreneurs, developers, and enterprises with the tools needed to launch their business. Deadline for submission of applications is September 4th, 2024 at 3 p.m., but as we know, it's first come, first serve. So that's why it's so important that you, if you're in need of some assistance, you submit an application, and lasvegasnevada.gov/news/blog/detail/new business assistance program is where you get to that application. Next, we have our Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's recruitment open through July 8th. Please go to all of our city platforms. We just are looking for youth 15 to 25 years young to save lives, and we want you to become part of our Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Explorer program and motivate you to start very early in this recruitment process. So interested applicants, please attend the orientation on July 7th and complete a written and physical exam on July 14th and an oral interview by July 21st. I'm almost at the end here. Job fair, Safe Key, and Reinvent Schools Job Fair. As we're at a school recently, I know as a mom of a middle schooler, they're fresh into their summer break, but we're already having to staff up for the next school year. So we want to make sure that Safe Key positions and Reinvent Schools key positions are filled for our kiddos when they come back to school. So we're having this job fair on June 12th and 13th. And so if you don't know, Safe Key and Reinvent provide before and after school programs in our almost 70 elementary schools within the city of Las Vegas. So please don't miss an opportunity to attend this hiring event job fair, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Wednesday and Thursday, June 12th and 13th at 833 Las Vegas Boulevard North. Please bring a few copies of your resume as well as 2 forms of ID. U.S. Vets is hosting a clothing drive to support veterans and their families experiencing homelessness. Please stop by one of the 5 locations listed on the flyer with donations of new or gently used clothes by June 21st. And that's it for me. Please stay in touch on any of these platforms. We usually love to receive your phone calls too, 702-229-2359, or drop us a line at ward3@lasvegasnevada.gov. We're here for you.
Okay, Councilwoman Bruni.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been a busy time for Team Bruni with all of the graduations and celebrations. In late May, I attended Arborview and Shadow Ridge graduations where I handed out flowers to the graduates. Thank you, Councilman Diaz, for the idea to implement this very special gesture. On May 27th, I joined Mayor Goodman and Councilman Creer and attended a very emotional Memorial Day ceremony organized at Woodlawn Cemetery by Bunkers Funeral and Cemeteries. Mayor Goodman was presented with a blanket with her face on it, and once again, it was very clear that our mayor is beloved by all. Team Bruni was pleased to attend the Veterans Treatment Court graduation ceremony. I'm continuously proud by the life-changing work that the city continues to do through our specialty courts. Congratulations to our graduates. Last week, we partnered with Century Communities to host a parking and traffic town hall with our Sky Canyon community. Thank you to Joseph Norby, our chief traffic engineer, Nick Gonzalez of Code Enforcement, Sherry Shoup and David Cross of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and Maria Tamayo Soto, our parking services manager, for attending and providing some great information for our concerned residents. Last week, I was pleased to receive an award from the Historic Preservation Commission meeting, along with former Mayor Oscar Goodman and Councilman Creer, for our efforts to preserve the iconic historical places of Las Vegas, including Floyd Lamb Park, the Mob Museum, and the historic West Side, respectively. Last week, I was also pleased to attend the 5th and 8th grade promotion ceremonies at Coral Academy of Science. Coral Academy Elementary and Middle School are both 5-star schools located in Ward 6. I was pleased to speak at the Senior Mental Health Day organized by our Centennial Hills Active Adult Center, where I discussed mental health, wellness, and healthcare access with our seniors. Last Saturday, I was pleased to stand in for the mayor and attend a Home for Our Troops event, where Home for Our Troops presented Navy HCM3 Adrian Walker with a specially adapted home, which is going to be built this summer. Thank you, Mayor, for raising my awareness about this organization. This organization has provided 400 homes across the nation to our veterans whose injuries require that they live in specially adaptive homes. A graduate of Cheyenne High School, Navy HCM3 Walker is actually returning back home to Vegas with his family. That morning, I was also pleased to attend the historic West Side Legacy Park inductee ceremony. Congratulations to Councilman Creer and the city for organizing this special, festive, and well-attended event. If you haven't noticed, Team Bruni is finally complete. We are pleased to welcome Madison Weingart and intern Jessica Funderburk. Please stop by and say hi if you haven't done so already. Councilwoman Alan Polensky mentioned our movie. Following our movie on Saturday morning, Ward 6 is partnering with the Nevada Department of Wildlife, Southern Nevada Building Trades Unions, and Troop 129 to host our annual fishing derby and pancake breakfast. Our Boy Scouts will be offering a $5 all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast, so come out and join the fun. And because it is Nevada's free fishing day, people can come out and fish without a fishing license, so it's a free event, a free day of fishing. Next, we'll be hosting our monthly Bocaditos with Bruni on Thursday, June 13th from 9 to noon at our Centennial Hills Satellite Y, or Satellite Office at the Y. And recognizing that not everyone can attend our Bocaditos during the week, we're hosting an All About the Community business meeting on Saturday, June 22nd from 9 to 11 a.m. Again, we'll be at our Satellite Office at the Centennial Hills Y. Finally, Team Bruni always wants to hear from you. Please call us at 702-229-5463 or email at ward6@lasvegasnevada.gov. Thank you.
Is that catch and release, or can you take the fish home and eat it? Ooh. And are there lessons on how to debone?
No.
Hopefully, somebody will help with that.
We had some, I think all of our, we'll be giving out raffle prizes and prizes for like the smallest catch. And I think all of our winners last year were probably under the age of 13. Okay. So we had a 4-year-old young one who caught like, I think the smallest fish. It was very cute.
A nice little minnow.
Yeah.
Cute. Councilwoman Seaman, please.
So, I was excited to present...
Your microphone.
Oh, and a slide. Okay. I was excited to present a proclamation from the Mayor and City Council for Joe Lewis's 110th day birthday celebration, recognizing his contributions to the sports community and the civil rights movement. He was a legend in his lifetime. I was also very excited to join the Angel Park Ranch Neighborhood Barbecue and Potluck at our newly done Angel Park in Ward 2. The event was sponsored by the Neighborhood Watch Program, which has a very supportive community. We had a very successful breakfast buzz in Ward 2 Biz that we do once a month. It's always a pleasure to connect with constituents, addressing their concerns and providing answers. And we held our 7th human trafficking awareness prevention event at Veterans Memorial Community Center to help educate parents on the dangers their children faced. And I was so grateful that the DA's office and also Metro and our community partners were there to help bring awareness to the issue. And we had another wonderful Memorial Day celebration at the lakes, as we do every year. At their annual Lakes Memorial Day ceremony, we pay tribute and express our profound gratitude to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. It was an honor to co-host with this West Sahara HOA, the Lakes Association, and the American Legion Nevada Spirit of Freedom Post 76. Next slide. Our next breakfast buzz in Ward 2 Biz will be Saturday, June 15th from 9 to 10, as always at our Veterans Memorial Center at 101 Pavilion Center Drive, where breakfast will be served. And then our next 8th, the Human Trafficking Prevention event, will be June 27th, 6 o'clock at the International Church of Las Vegas, better known as ICLV, on West Cliff Drive. We look forward to having people join us so we can bring more awareness to human trafficking. Next slide, please. Our adopt a pet, we have PETA, a bulldog mixed breed, female, 68 pounds, 5 years and 6 months, and that little dog is looking for a forever home. And then we have Hazel, who's a little female domestic short-hair cat, about 3
a little over 3.5 pounds, about 4 months old. There are so many animals that need a home, so if you can email info@nevadaspca.org or call them at 873-7722 or reach out to the Animal Foundation or any of the other rescues out there. If you don't find the animal you want, there are plenty of sources. Next slide, please. So if you want to get the word out about your Ward 2 business, you can be a part of our Small Business Saturdays that we feature on my social media channels by contacting my office at 702-229-2420, or you can email us at ward2@lasvegasnevada.gov. Next. If you have any issues in Ward 2, you can contact my office at 702-229-2420 or email us, and we look forward to resolving any issues that you have. We have a whole team and staff that is always willing to help everyone, so don't hesitate to give us a call or email us. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Mayor. Join us as we will host the first farmers market at the historic West Side Urban Farm on Saturday, June 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be music, games, and activities for children, plus tours of the urban farm. The event will take place at James Gay III Park, located at Harrison and B Streets. The city partnered with community vendors and local growers who offer fresh food for purchase. The entire community is invited to come to the farmers market to enjoy fresh produce, as well as goods offered by community vendors. The reimagining of James Gay Park and the urban farm, the MGM Grand Resorts Urban Farm, is a part of the continued work of the 100 Plan in action. It is Juneteenth season once again. I had the honor to raise the Juneteenth flag at City Hall this past Monday with Deborah Evans, who is the president of the Juneteenth Nevada Committee. The flag is located on the City Hall Plaza from June 15th to the 19th. An electronic display of the Juneteenth flag will be illuminated on the building also. For a list of Juneteenth events by the National Committee, please visit www.juneteenthnevada.org, or you can send an email to devans@juneteenthnevada.org. A number of events hosted by the Rainbow Dreams Academy for Juneteenth. The Splash and Dash swimming party will take place at the Doolittle Community Center pool on Wednesday, June the 12th from 12 to 4 p.m., which is located at 1950 J Street. This family-friendly event with a splash of joy and a dash of togetherness. The evening continues at Kianga Aseoki Park. The West Side Poetry in the park will begin at 6 to 8 p.m., and Movie Under the Stars from 8 to 10 p.m. will feature family-friendly movies on the richness of African-American culture and its contributions to the tapestry of American society. On Saturday, June the 15th, from 4 to 9 p.m., our big Juneteenth Festival returns to the Expo Center at the Ward Market Center on Saturday, June 15th. This is a free family event and will be filled with entertainment for the whole family. Attendees will enjoy music, performers, food trucks, vendors, and more. It really is a great event, and we have buses that will operate from the Doolittle Active Adult Center every half hour beginning at 3:30 p.m. to the Expo Center. For a full list of events, please visit www.june19lv.com. Our second annual Youth Golf Experience will take place on Saturday, June 22nd at Municipal Golf Course, aka Muni, located at 4300 West Washington Avenue from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Last year's event was very successful, and we're excited to once again get youth on the golf course with golf experts to learn the fundamentals of golf. This is a free event, however, registration is required. For more information, contact my office at 702-229-5443. Registration is now open for the annual Hoops for Hope basketball camp with former NBA player C.J. Watson and the Quiet Storm Foundation. C.J. is recently inducted, or will be inducted into the Nevada Sports Hall of Fame as well, so congratulations to C.J. The camp will be held at the Doolittle Community Center July the 11th through the 13th for youth 4th to 8th grade. Contact Kathy Watson to register at Kathy, which is C-A-T-H-Y, at quietstormfoundation.org. I'd like to recognize the 54th celebration marking of June as Pride Month. Various events will be celebrated throughout the city, recognizing the LGBTQ and their impact in communities around the country. I support Pride Month and hope this year's celebrations will be as eventful and full of pride. And then also, I want to welcome our intern, our summer intern this summer, Miss Caitlin Good. Caitlin is a Bishop Gorman graduate. She just finished up her sophomore year at the University of Michigan. She is also a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and so we want to welcome my soror to the Ward 5 office and team. If you need to get a hold of us, you can always reach out to our office via social media, or Tanya Jackson at tjackson@LasVegasNevada.gov, or at 702-229-5443. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And last but definitely not least, our wonderful Mayor Pro Tem, Brian Knutson.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Let's see, we'll be hosting our Ward 1 Summer Splash on Saturday, June 29th from 12 to 2 at Garside Pool. Come join us for free access to the pool, great music by a local DJ, and delicious ice cream. And today is Global Running Day. Global Running Day celebrates the sport of running and encourages everyone to get up and go for a run no matter the distance. Running reduces stress, improves mental health, and helps us sleep better. Even just 5 minutes a day can help keep you healthy and lead to a more active lifestyle.
Is that you in the picture?
That is me. I was running a half triathlon, and I was the last person to finish. They were deflating the run-through as I was running through, but I made it through with my nephew, Reed, there. And when I got past the finish line, the last person through, I said, "Give me my medal." My kids assume that I came in first place, and I don't correct them. And so go out and run if you can, and you can
I'm glad
contact
you
us if you need
survived.
anything at all. Thanks, Mayor.
Oh, my gosh, just wonderful. You're just full of funny things. All right, well, I think where are we? We're in June. I can't believe it already. And everybody get out and vote. Where do they go, please, Madam Clerk?
In their ballots are all the locations in Clark County. I believe there's over 110. You can vote at any of them. But we strongly encourage you to come down to City Hall tomorrow. We are hosting a vote party, and you can vote right here at City Hall.
And where do they park? And is that parking free?
It is free parking. We'll validate for you. You park over in our garage. And from the hours of 11 to 2, we will have activities. We have food trucks that'll be down here. There's opportunities to take pictures and just hang out with your friends and talk about elections.
Have a good time. All right. Now, is your accommodation open on Friday and Saturday?
Not at our City Hall. We're not open on Friday and Saturday. The primary election date is June 11th, but there are other locations that are open over the weekend.
And are you open on Monday, June 10th?
No.
And June 11th?
Just June 11th, which is election day.
Okay. Can you turn your little thing?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to remind her that early voting ceases on Friday. So the
Correct.
7th is the last day to early vote, but mail ballots can still be sent in, and then the last day to do it in person after the 7th will be the 11th.
Okay. But City Hall's last day open is?
The 11th.
The 11th, just that day, but actually tomorrow?
Correct.
Till 5?
Till 5.
Okay, so come on down, have a good time, and do your duty. This is your country, and you need to vote for everything, whether it's city, state, or nationally. So we look forward to that. And as always, I want to thank council, I want to thank our staff, IT, who I made fun of today, but I love to do that. Our Public Information Office, of course, Government Affairs, and our clerk, and most importantly, our security. You've just done a wonderful job, and hope you have a safe weekend. It's going to be very hot. Drink a lot, sunscreen, hats, whatever. So maybe it's not the best day to go out and run, unless you do it early in the morning without the sun. So have a good time. We see you next on the 26th of June because of Juneteenth. And then I asked our city manager, on Juneteenth, it's a national holiday, but is the city closed on Wednesday? Could you say that a little louder with your mic on, please?
Yes, Mayor, it's a holiday designated at the state level, federal level, and so we are closed on Wednesday, the 19th.
So come in and do your work on the 24th and 25th. Wednesday, we're not here, and then back open on Thursday. So take care of yourselves, and thank you all for participating and making this city great. Thank you for coming on down. Okay, and we stand formally adjourned.